have lost a lot of time just getting an introduction of a cowherder. I hope I'll be able to make your evening more meaningful. You all look very tired, so shall we call back ourselves to the present moment? Can I request all of you to sit comfortably, however you want to sit? Sit comfortably with your hands on your thighs, or it can be on your table, no problem. Make sure that your back is slightly erect, lower back, all right? And your eyes completely drooped or closed, okay? If you do that, then we'll get into a mindful movement for a little while, okay? Shall we? Will you close your eyes, all of you? Sit comfortably, all right? We'll do a very quick run of it. Take your thoughts to your toes, wriggle them, feel the suppleness of your soles. Raise your toes, feel the heels, the rotation of the ankle, feel the calf muscles, your knees, your thighs. Let's be grateful to these two beautiful legs of ours that have carried us to the places of need, desire, and want, helped us to walk, to play, to jog, to drive, to ride. Let's take our thoughts to our upper back. Thank the back for being there to give us a posture. Let's take our thoughts to our hands. Thank these two hands of ours that help us hug, shake hands, namaskar, carry things, and more importantly, give to others. Let's thank our two hemispheres of our brains and ask them to remain connected so that we are in peace and harmony. Let's thank our heart for being there to bring love, care, all the positive emotions that makes us true human beings. With this, let's try to visualize in front of us, on our right, what do we see? Behind us, on our left, and back to the front. And begin putting our focus, our mind in breathing in deeply, feeling calm and peaceful, breathing out slowly, feeling happy and relaxed. So in breath, deeply in, feel calm and peaceful. Breathe out slowly, feel happy and relaxed. All right, thank you so much. You can come back to yourself. If you want, you can rub your palms, put them against your closed eyes, and continue to breathe in happiness. All right? I hope we are back onto the same platform now. So I have some questions before I start to give a talk. My question is, how many of you have got into fury, into anger? Can you raise your hands? Anger. Very few. Wow, that's great. And what do you do about it? One or two answers? What did you do about it? Anyone? You are angry? All right. But what did you do after that? Yes, please.
Sir, I try to convince myself like why I shall not be angry at that person and why it can harm me as well. And that helps to calm me down.
So you talk to yourself.
Yes.
That's great. In fact, when you talk to your emotions, try to find the root cause of it. We can eliminate it forever. Those thoughts do remain in our minds, but they will not bother us anymore. It's like peeling an onion, right? When an emotion comes to your mind and you realize, why is this emotion bothering me so often? Close your eyes, think about it, go to the cause. When you ask the question, find that cause, ask question, you get an answer. Continue asking questions until you have no answer. Then you laugh about it or let it go. You know the best magical happiness word is let it go. Be yourself, all right, all the time. Be yourself. We get into sufferance because we begin to compare ourselves, right? And then, of course, begin to complain. If you see little children, your parents tell you, you have to be better than that. And what are they trying to tell you? They're trying to tell you that if you cannot compete that person, then you are stupid. That is the subtle message that forms in your subconscious mind, which you don't realize. But when you can't compete them, then you fall prey to all the emotions that ride over you as unhappy emotions, okay? All right, we can talk a lot about it, but I have to get into my real talk of today. That's different. Sorry. So the second question is, how many of you have got into shame? Anyone? You felt highly ashamed? You? Yes? And what did you do about it? Same thing?
Sort of, yes.
Sorry?
Sort of, yes.
All right. These are not, we hide many things ourselves, and at the end, it brings sufferance to us. The lowest vibration, according to quantum physics, the lowest vibration is your fear, anger. All those that are negative are at the very low. All right? At the higher is to do with love, with joy, with peace, and of course, enlightenment. And that starts when you are willing either to question or to understand. That is almost the break-even between the worst vibration to the better vibration. So we all need to find that space. Anyway, my third question would be, what makes you unhappy? Anyone? What makes you unhappy? Yes, please.
If someone is unhappy because of me.
Because of you. If somebody is unhappy because of you, you are unhappy. Wow. You will be enlightened very soon. I can promise you. How long do you want to stay in the hall? I can make it very short. I can make it 3 hours. I can make it 2 hours. There's a head rolling there. How long do you want? An hour? An hour and a half? Good enough? All right, great. So, this is the topic for today. I thought of many. Actually, I had 3 topics chosen for DTU, and I thought I'll pick this. Mindfulness, Secret to Happiness, where modern science meets ancient wisdom. Okay, let's talk on this. You might feel interested about it. This is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, right? This is a term that is used in Sanatan Dharma, right? The first few words that are written is this, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It means the whole world is one family. How did these ancient people know that the whole world is one family? Scientifically, if you see ourselves, right, the form that we have, What are you different in your form except the shape? Between a cow, between animals, insects, a leaf, a flower? If you see, scientifically, they contain all the nature, water, air, food, energy in different form and level, right? They all have the same thing. And you will not believe that of the 22,000 cow genes, 80% are in us, in human beings. 85% of 20,000 dog genes are in us. There is a therapy called cow therapy in the West. When young people are depressed or anxious, they go to cow therapy. What do they do? They hug the cow. I'm not joking. This is true. Yeah? This is true. I have a confirmation here. Simply because when you're out in the nature, you see now when you come to even plants, 70% of banana genes are in us. Quarter of rice genes that we eat are in us. See, genetically, we haven't created anything, but the whole universe out there, the nature, has created each one of us. And what do? We destroy that nature for the greed and benefit for ourselves. Are we wise that way? Are we wise? Not at all, right? So, remember, this is so important that when you are depressed, I'm sure DTU has beautiful area here, waterways, plants, forests, a bit of gardens. When you go out there, you have a very calming effect immediately. Why? Because all the elements, genes of all those, nature out there connects with you and brings you to a calming level. This is the reality. This is the truth. Okay? So these ancient people knew that we are not different from anything out there. We haven't created, but we are created by them. So we have to, first important thing is, we have to learn to respect them. Whether it's an insect or an animal, because they are a part of us. All right? And that comes to tell you that we should not be eating so much meat and dairy products. That's another story for another day. I know you'll question me, but if you have time, I'll answer that. But this is why human beings have tried to be always egocentric. They think we are on top of everything. We rule the world. And what do? Because of that, the GDP goes up, the GNP goes up, or the GNI goes up, gross national income or gross national product or gross domestic product. If Modi ji tomorrow says that India shot up its GDP by 7%, you know what contribution that makes? Maybe all the alcohol that is sold, all the drug addicts that they get buying drugs and falling sick and buying medication and going to doctors and paying, all that is added. The destructions of nature. Standing trees have no value for GDP, but the moment they are cut, transformed into timber, they have values, right? And they can be sold. So GDP increases. But have we ever thought when we destroy the forest, how much ecology we are destroying out there? We do not. So GNH, which is another topic for another day, if I get an opportunity, I'll come to talk on this. So in Bhutan, we talk about GNH, is gross national happiness. And that rests on 5 pillars. One is holistic, balanced, sustainable, equitable, and collective. This is the principle that the GNH rests on. We'll talk more about it in another class. But we believe that because this has an approach of not destroying society and not destroying ecology, therefore, it is better for the whole earth. And that's why you see this here, that the GNH world is much greener than the GDP world that's being destroyed. And scientists have been hiding this from 60s onwards. Anyway. All right, so that was the ancient part, okay, with a little bit of the modern. Now, let's come to the modern science. What does modern science talk about happiness? If you see Sonia Limbersmisky, she's from California University, professor there. She's a scientist. She said that 50% is genetic in our, from hereditary, right, genetic. 40% she talks about is circumstances around us. And 10% is our own internal state of mind, right? So, which means that 50% is, you cannot do anything about it. It comes genetically to you. Now, if you see Bruce Lipton, he's another scientist who has worked with cells. The cells with different environment, a cell, same cell, can create into a bone, can create into a marrow, can create into a different part of the body, same cells, and as well as, blood. All it required was different environment. Same cell can multiply and become different. According to him, he says, what's your good name? Saif. When you want to write Saif, do you think A, B, C, D, where is S and A and I, and you just quickly write, right? Where does that come from? It's not your conscious mind. It's already decoded. It's already written in your subconscious mind. Do you cycle? Anyone here? You all cycle. Many of you cycle. Do you have to think, am I paddling? Am I steering? No. In the beginning, you fell many times. You caught up. Now, you only think, oh, I have to go to a friend's place. And you'll observe consciously what is passing by. What you're doing is totally subconsciously. Is a different mind that rules us. All right? So, according to that reasoning, you can create your genes, you can change them. In other words, even that 50% of so-called genetically owned genes can be changed into how you want them to be. So he calls that as epigenesis, more than genetics, higher than genetics. Okay? So it's about nurture and nature. Where do you grow and how are you nurtured? Right? If you, I don't know how many of you have read Mahabharata. You know Abhimanyu? Yeah, during the war, he is killed after he breaks through 7 chakra views, 7 strategies, whatever. Where did he learn that? He was not taught. He learned in the womb of his mother. And the story was, I don't know, told by his father or was by his mama, Krishna. 2 different stories. When you read in different books, you get a little puzzled who really told the story. But the thing that I want to tell you is, Ananya Anand R. Babu from Kerala in 2020 was on the Lil Champ singing competition. And she sang Lata Mangeshkar songs like Lata Mangeshkar herself. No mistake in pronunciation, everything so rhythmic, everything so perfect. But if you asked her in Hindi, you talk to her, she won't know what it is. She didn't know. She couldn't even speak a phrase of Hindi properly. And there was a doctor with her, I don't know, her father was a doctor or there was a doctor with her who confirmed that her mother is a voracious listener of Lata Mangeshkar songs. So in other words, she learned right from the womb. All right? And this guy, Dr. Bruce Lipton, talks about that until the age of 7, if you can nurture their child the way you want, then you're going to have, you're going to create, sorry, I don't know how it works, it went off. You're going to create a new person altogether. Sorry, thank you. I shouldn't hang too long here. All right, friends, so let's continue. I mean, I can keep on talking on this, but let's talk about how can we make ourselves more mindful and happy. Okay, mindfulness I consider as a source of happiness, is the seed to happiness. When you're mindful, what does it really apply? Mindful. Mindfulness is about not being forgetful. What does forgetful mean? If you live in the past or in the future, either being very nostalgic, sad, angry, or with anxiety and worry for future. When you don't live in these two spaces and use your every movement of your breathing movement for your own benefit, then what are you doing? You are practicing mindful. You see, at home, I do the cookery, cleaning, and I find that is a beautiful mindfulness exercise that you can do, because you can feel the water flow, the slipperiness of the soap, your hands, your pot, everything, your mind is totally in it. It's a beautiful way of practicing mindfulness. There are several ways. I'm just giving you something to think about. When you're walking from one class to another, when you're walking to a friend house, anytime you can be very, very mindful, all right? So mindfulness increases our conscious mind and suppresses our subconscious mind. Scientists, neuroscientists say that 95% of our activities are driven by the subconscious mind. So which means our conscious mind that we use is only 5%. And if you want to increase that more than 5%, then you have to be mindful. Mindfulness, not meditation. Recently in the Gulmore Park, jogging around, I saw two people sitting there, wife and husband. They didn't look very happy, so I walked to them and said, would you like to practice a little bit of mindfulness? And she quickly said, no. I don't have time. So I told her, mindfulness is not about sitting quietly, breathing, listening to breathing, and following the words that come to you from some guru. Mindfulness is to be present with your own self. All right? People misunderstand mindfulness as to sit and meditate. No, not at all. I'll come to that. There are 5 major areas of practice that you can do. All right? Mindfulness is to be completely aware of self and others around us. Whatever we are doing, we're walking through, people, I'm not criticizing, but I have seen this in IIT Kharagpur. You walk through, children are with their bag, they don't care whether you're elderly or whether you're a professor, they just dash and walk you through. I don't know. Is this their culture? I don't know, really. And all IIT students I've seen, even here, not in your institute here, I haven't seen that here. Okay, forgive me for that. I'm not blaming them. So what do? They come straight, or they're standing in the middle of your path. I just go and stand there and smile at them, wish them, they give you way. I keep on wishing. They never wish me back in the beginning, but slowly they begin to wish. Same thing in the Gulmore Park. Nobody even bothered to say hello or look at me, but today, half of them who come in the morning wish me. It's only a question of practice, question of becoming aware of your own self and surrounding. Never think that what you give, that don't expect it back. If I expected, I'll wish and I'll get good morning back, then you'll be very unhappy. Never expect. And that's what I also did with IIT students and changed them so that they would, even before me, begin to wish. I'm not saying that they should wish, all of us, but as a culture for your elderly people. So mindfulness helps us to do right kritya or right actions, And when you do right actions, mind you, you are enlightened human being like the gentleman there. Okay? All right. Sorry, I'm not criticizing, I'm not making fun of you, but I really appreciate what you said and what you do. Modern science on benefits of mindfulness. It's very interesting. I hope it is visible. It's a bit too small, right? But it is out of the books. Okay? Oxford 2012, what they did, they brought a group of 75-year-old people as opposed to 25-year-old young people, and they measured their brain work. And they found exactly the same. And these 75-year-old people were all meditators. Then they kept these young 25-year-old boys and brought 75-year-old men who never meditated. And they found, of course, their brains were holes, and they were jittery, they were forgetful, they were very anxious, they were not sure of themselves, and they were already getting into dementia and other problems. So they prove that mindfulness is a good habit, right? Elizabeth Blackburn in 2010 found out that the end part of our chromosomes, telomeres, they reduce. And if you meditate, they elongate. And Bruce says 3 things: love without condition, serve others, be compassionate. You will be also growing that. And of course, right kind of food and your exercise are a must. If you want to live longer and age slower, okay? Then there are other many researches, but something very interesting is Harvard. In 2010, Dr. Sarah Laser did 8 weeks of meditation with young people, a group of control and study group. So the study group proved that their left hippocampus, which helps you to learn new things, it's the real the factory of your brains, you know. It helps you increase your not only memory, but it also helps you learn. Cognition increases. Posterior cingulate cortex, that brings a lot of thoughts, they also get eliminated. And amygdala, which is more designed as the reptilian kind of brain, it also, you know, increases and then reduces all the negativities from our systems, okay? All right? I just don't go through. But just to prove you that these are the truth, that mindfulness is the seed to happiness. If you are mindful every time, whenever possible, then you are going to create a space for your own life and living, a better life, not living. Living we'll always do somehow or the other. Are you guys bored? Otherwise, we can do some exercise, you know, get up and do some movement so that we can get back to concentration. All right? I can continue? Is that okay? Are you enjoying, or we can do something else? Oh, no problem. This is not a must class that you have to listen to me. We can do something else, you know, we can chat. All right? So the 5 steps to mindfulness, the first one is breathing, of course. Mindful breathing. So we began here just sitting and listening to our breathing, just that much. Our mind will float away. All we need to do, the moment you realize, oh, my mind has is wandering away, just invite the mind to come back to breathing again. Continue breathing. If you are capable of doing that without your mind floating away for 20 minutes, you'll be a seasoned meditator. Do you know today there's a $1 billion industry in US? Just mindfulness. Everyone wants to try mindfulness. $1 billion, it's many $1 billion in a $50 billion industry today. So mindfulness is, from where did it come? It went from India. Okay? It's called Samyak Smriti, right mindfulness, in other words. It went from India. Yoga went from India. Now all of them come to India to teach mindfulness and yoga. All right? So do you think you should lose your heritage? So you should bring it back. And how do you bring back? Without practicing, without experiencing. Just talk alone does not help us in any way. We have to act, right? We have to create into a habit. That becomes a must. Attending with attention, or is the focus, and or concentration. If you close your eyes, all of you, first think about this. I have given you 2 pebbles in your each hands, okay? Hold those pebbles now. Hold them. Hold them as if, just imagine that I've given you 2 pebbles. Hold them. Close your eyes now. Now breathe in deeply and breathe out slowly. Feel the peace and happiness. But don't think about the pebbles in your hand. Just continue to breathe in and out without thinking about the pebbles in your hand. For a little while, you can feel the pebbles, feel the nature in them, Now imagine the pebble. What kind of pebble are they? Try to visualize them the way that I've given it to you. All right, thank you. How many of you really could concentrate on the pebble? Did you visualize the pebble? Yes, please. Did you visualize the pebble?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great, wonderful. Was your mind floating away when you're trying to visualize?
Sir, not that much, but yes.
Okay. You see, thoughts will always come. You cannot destroy them. Thoughts are a part of our existence. But you can control them, manage them, not control them. You can manage them through these processes. Now, when I told you, continue breathing in and out, don't think of the pebble. I'm sure all your minds went to the pebble, right? First thing, it went to the pebble. Why? Because your focus is not there. But once you develop this, other way of developing it is you close your eyes and count 1, but don't visualize 1. Then breathe out and then write 1. Again say 2. Don't visualize how 2 looks like. And then breathe out and visualize 2. Continue that up to 12. And if you leave somewhere in between, come back to 1 again. This is another way of improving your concentration, your focus. Okay? We could do a lot of practice, but unfortunately we don't have the time. I did a very quick start with awareness of body. You can go part by part. If you have insomnia, you can't sleep in the night. Do you know that my wife complains, the moment I lie on the bed, it doesn't take me half a minute to go to sleep. It's very simple. All you do is connect with your body, every part of your body. Start from your toe upwards. Thank every part. Give attribute to them. By the time you are somewhere halfway, you must get into sleep. And the quality of that sleep will be so excellent when you get up in the morning. You cannot believe that. Try. Those of you who have problem, try tonight. Okay, all you need to do is visit. Go to the toe, wriggle the toe, say, thank you, toe. You're beautiful, you're a part of my feet. Go to the soles, touch the soles, say, thank you, soles. I've been standing on you from the time I started to walk. Thank you for being there, for being for me, you know. Please relax and soften. Keep on saying. Then you say, the last word you say is, my eyes are becoming heavier, I'm falling asleep. Go to your ankle. Say, thank you, ankle. You help move my feet. Without you, I couldn't think more, right? Please relax and soften. My eyes are getting heavier, I'm falling asleep. Go to your heels. Go to your calf muscles. Go to your knees. Do the same thing. Attributes, thanking, and say, my eyes are getting heavy, I'm falling asleep. I promise you, by the time you're in the hips, you would get into sleep. You can do this very quick, kind of awareness of your body. Coming to the classroom, close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out, 2-3 times, good enough. Or if you're too anxious or too, disturbed, you can visit every part of your body, from toe upwards. You'll see immediately, as you're walking through, the next is actually the walking through, releasing tension, sorry. Let me just take all this out. All right, so you see, as you're walking through, you can also do mindful walking, That's also meditation. As long as you remember how your feet is moving on the ground, who are passing by, not really judging anything, without judging. Anything that should happen is without judging. Just continue your path, seeing, appreciating, all right? And feeling every step to your next destination. This also creates you mindfulness, develops your concentration. Often, I've seen people in traffic like Delhi, for example, when you're driving through, you are a little late and then there's a jam of the traffic and then you get jittery and, say, what do I do now? What to do? I'll be late for my this and that. Will it help you? It doesn't help. So you should thank the universe that you have an opportunity now to connect yourself. Take a deep breath in and relax, like what you do when emotions arise, Just breathe in and relax and say, thank you, universe, for this little time that I have. You'll calm down. You'll reach there anyway, but you'll reach with much more calmness and ready to take your job, whatever you're going for. All right? All right. There's a quick one, a Japanese practice, an ancient practice. This one, they say, when people are worried, they hold this for 2 minutes. When they are fearing, they use this finger. They do the same. When they're angry, they use this finger. They do the same. When they're sad, they use this finger, and that's why they make, they tease that the marriage ring goes to this finger, right? Sad. Sorry, ma'am. And the little finger is loneliness, okay? So when you have multiple emotions, anxiety comes from multiple emotions, then what you do is you put your thumb on the center of your palm, because all the nerves go through this. And then you just hold there for 2 minutes, close your eyes, and just continue breathing in and out. You will calm down very immediately. Okay, now let's come to my mantra. A quick one for all of you. Be yourself. Do not look for others. Go inwards. Now when you say go inwards, what does it mean? Be yourself. Yes, please. What does it mean?
Sir, I think introspection.
Exactly. Try to retrospect. Calm yourself. Go in, try to find all the issues, all the problems that you carry with you. And once you understand them, they do not bother you anymore. Often, of course, you should have friends. Like Ikigai, the Japanese way of living long, friendship is one of the major areas there. You have to, this don't look for others is not about going inwards. Okay? Be yourself all the time. Try to be yourself. You are a beautiful human being yourself. You don't need to compare with anybody. Try to see everything non-dualistically, meaning that everything is good in its own space. If you see a dirty, ragged people on the street sneezing and with a lot of filth on the body, you might avoid that person. But if an artist painted that, you'd go and appreciate that. Oh my good heavens, such a beautiful painting. It's the same thing, right? Now there, you don't have a dualistic feeling. You're seeing as it is. Try to see things as they are, all right? You'll never fall short of any problems. Be present every moment. Conduct yourself with loving speech. Try to always use positive words to speak, because that can change the situation from moment to moment, right? Sometimes silence is also good. You don't really need to talk all the time. Forgive self and others. Very important. This is another area where Bruce Lipton says that you can increase your telomere is to forgive others and yourself. See positive in everyone, in everything. You know, why do we get jealous of somebody? It's because we are better than that person. Simple. Sage defined anger as a punishment that we give to ourselves because of someone's mistake, right? Buddha said, if you want to throw an burning ember onto somebody, first you have to hold it yourself in your hand. Of course, you don't have modern technology to throw. So first you burn yourself before you can really get to that person. Maybe you never can get to that person, right? Anger brings stress. And when you are angry, many parts, there is this chemical that comes into you that blocks all your immune systems. And then the blood pumps to very few spaces for a fight or flight mode. Then what happens? You can collapse. Anything can happen with anger. So first you destroy yourself before you can even get to somebody. So try to forgive others and yourself. do not think that anger is given by others. As long as you don't take, when I was in school, in Bhutan, people are generally very fair, and I'm dark. Okay, so they called me Crow. Among all of them, they would call me Crow. Crow. In local language, Hola. They would say, oh, hola, oh, hola. Of course, in Spanish, it means hello. But I didn't know then that hola meant, that would have been a very meaningful thing for me then. And people wondered, why are you not getting angry? I said, if I become the cause of their happiness for calling me hola, I know I'm not hola, I'm not a crow, I'm a human being, a young boy. I can play, run, I can study, I can be with anybody. Why should I be angry? If that person gets happiness calling me hola, welcome. Right? So, and this is very, very important, number 4. Have right intentions and efforts and leave everything to the universe. If you can just do this, 2 things. Have right intentions and good efforts, right efforts. You will never mess with your life. You'll always be a happy human being. Okay? Live in harmony with nature and serve others. We have talked about it. Why do we need to take care of nature, right? Nature is us. We are in... the term Bhagwan? Do you know what it means? Do you know? What is Bhagwan?
Lord. Bhagwan, Lord.
Lord. God.
Yes, God.
Bha stands for Bhumi. Ga for Gagan. Bhaga. Wa. Between Ga and A is A. Bhaga, one. But we don't write A, right? A is Agni. Va is Vayu. Na is Nir. And that is what we are formed with. I could scientifically prove this, but I don't have time for today. Just remember, Bhagwan stands for nature out there. Quick one. Half seed of mother and half seed of father gets into the womb of mother. That half seed is called haploid. And when it joins in mother's womb, it's called diploid. And in biology, you call it zygote also. That is 0.005 inch big. And that becomes a baby in 9 months and is born. Is it genetic that makes the baby grow? The food, the water, the air, all that mother eats, drinks, breathes, that child grows from. So I'll leave you there, but I can continue. And one more thing, maybe quickly. We have so much energy. Can you believe that you have maybe, about 40 trillion volts of current in you? Will you believe that? Equivalent of energy. Genetic science says that every cell has 1.4 volt of energy. An average human being is 50 trillion cells. Multiply 50 trillion cells with 1.4, you get 52 trillion volts of energy, equivalent energy in your body. That's why Bruce Lee, just with his little movement of his snout, he could throw somebody 9 meters away. True. When he was inducted in Hollywood, that movement, one of the journalists had heard so much about him. So he came to meet him and said, how do you do this? Can you show it? And he said, all right, stand here. And that water pool was 9 meters away, or about 9 feet away. I'm not sure. I think 9 feet away. And he just did, just kept it very near, about 3 inches, and pushed him. And he went rolling to the pool. That's the amount of energy we can use. Do you know that when you close your eyes, how many of you are living in hostels? Many of you. Try to do this. Try to do this. Go to the hostel, close your eyes, think of your most loved one, maybe your mother. Just think about her in the situation that you'd like to see her. And just say, thank you, Mom, for being there for me. Thank you. Without you, I couldn't have come to this earth. Thank you so much. Just bring her in your visual mind and just talk to her. I tell you, if you have rightly done, within no time she might call you. Son, are you okay? Daughter, are you okay? Is everything all right with you? There's another science behind, but no time now. So, you see, this is possible because we have the power to let our energy travel. Pranic healing happens through this, without touching. You throw your energy to heal somebody. Okay, anyway. Say sorry and thank you every time you have a chance. Some of the dying, when you are at the last stage of your life, there are hundreds, thousands of research done on this. The regrets of dying people. What do they regret? They say, oh, I wish I hadn't spent so much time on working. I wish I had given more time for my family and friends. I wish I would have said sorry to that person. I wish I would have forgiven to that person. I wish I wouldn't have pushed that thing which I wanted to do all the time. These are regrets, 5 of the major regrets of all dying people. So, when you have the opportunity, say sorry and thank you all the time. Send loving kindness to self and others. Do you know how to send loving kindness? Just close your eyes. If you want to send to your mother or your brother or whoever, bring that person in your mind and say, be well, be happy, be successful, be in peace, may you be loved, may you be cared for. Use these positive words through your mind after you visualize that person. Simple as that. You can do the same for yourself. Send that loving kindness to yourself. Okay? Very important. Very, very important that, first important thing is before you do anything unto others, it sounds selfish, but the truth is if you don't look after yourself, you cannot do anything for others. Okay? So the primary, your responsibility first stands for yourself. And keep mission statements, self-affirmations. When you get up, and go to the bathroom, have them on your side, wherever you see things around, where you spend most of your time. Put your self-affirmations, I am the winner. Today is my day. Something like this, I can align myself with the power of the universe. I can do it. Today is my best day. Something like this, self-affirmations. Okay? Or you can create as a song and sing it as a song, You can do any way possible. These are very powerful. When you start to do this, what happens is you start to write in your subconscious. And without even doing that, not realizing, you're already progressing towards that all the time. This is a fact. Okay? Like I said, the intentions and efforts has to be right. Balance your time, 8-8-8. This is something that IIT students in Kharagpur hated me for. So the first job I would give as I begin the class is, from today on, you write your timekeeping. You have 8 hours to sleep, 8 hours to study, 8 hours for your course, your chores, cleaning, washing, exercise, meditation, reading, not studying, reading inspirational books, going out with friends, socializing, all that another 8 hours. And at the end, of course, after 4 weeks, they would start to begin to thank me, saying, sir, we thought we didn't have time for our games. We thought we didn't have time for our studies. But now we have time for everything. More time than we require. So you'll find where are you wasters? Where are you wasting your time? And you can use those time for your own betterment. All right? Create a habit from waking to sleeping. I'll talk about this a little bit if we have time. And the life's essentials are, you have to exercise, you have to eat well, and you have to sleep. So if you sleep less than 8 hours, your telomeres reduce. It's a scientific research. I'm not saying from my perspective. 8 hours. If you sleep less than 8 hours, over a period of time, you start to suffer. Many immunities will break down. Your telomeres, the tips of telomeres will start to reduce. You will look older at a young age, and you'll also pass very easily. All right? Nourishment, right nourishment is very, very important. And what is that nourishment? We'll talk another day, but I tell you this much, that meat and dairy products are not necessarily the best food. All the green-based food is the best food for all of us. When I come next time, maybe we'll talk about it. My formula is this: every day is beautiful. Even though we know our ultimate destination, take it slow, but being fully mindful. If you can do this, you live a happy life. Now, I think I will not go through this. You seem to be tired. Are you? Or should I run through this? What do you do from waking till sleeping? Or maybe next class, right? If you join me. We can do this? All right. So, in the morning when you get up, what do? You jump out of the bed and run to the toilet? Wrong thing. Unless you are under pressure. The first thing you should do is push yourself against the back, your bedpost, okay, in a sitting position. Think about what went, what things happened yesterday. What was your journey like yesterday? Think about how is your journey going to be today, and also put some, something that can surprise you, some surprise factors. Like maybe if I meet, a friend that I had fought once bitterly, how would I react? Prepare yourself with all the odds. Oh, I don't want to confront that teacher because I haven't done good. She might say something or he might say something. Prepare yourself. If you were to confront, how would you behave? This is called preparation. After that, try to think about one good thing, put a resolve, one resolve. Today, I'll not be angry at all. I'll be calm and peaceful. Or today, I'll send loving kindness to everybody I see. Or I'll love everybody as I see. You don't have to say, I love you. You can send your love through your feelings to anybody, anytime. All right? And after that, if you don't have time, at least for 6 minutes or 3 minutes, just listen to your breathing in and out, in and out, in and out. Just 3 minutes, 6 minutes. You have more time, 9 minutes. I promise you, your day is going to be great. After that, slide back onto the bed and stretch as much as you can on the bed, all right? And start a cyclic kick as many times as you can, and try to increase every day by 1, 2 more. Simple as that. And then when you throw your legs out of your bed, then say thank you to Mother Earth. That today I have another opportunity of 24 hours in front of me. Thank you for bearing with all the toxicity that I've done onto you, all the problems that I created onto you. You still feed me, you still look after me. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you. Thank all those elements as you walk to the toilet. And then, when you're brushing your teeth, have your self-affirmation in front of you so that you're reminded all the time who you are. And mind you, over time, you're going to write that in your subconscious mind, and you are naturally going to walk through that process. Very simple. After that, you wash, whatever. Now, when you sit on the pot, what do you do? How long do you take? You can use that time. All the likes and dislikes, if you want to really see, that's the time. Most of the time, we try to run through our mobiles. And, I've seen people, I've seen in my own home, not far away, that people sit in front of television and curse that person. What is the use? I'm sure a lot of you are addicted to your mobile. You spend a lot of time, you don't know how much time you spend. All right? And if you can save that time for yourself, you'll make a better life for yourself. Living will happen somehow or the other. I think after that you'll go for an exercise, you'll come back, you'll take shower, then get into your meditation room or your prayer room, do a little bit of prayer. You don't have to do everything so much. and you want to drink a cup of tea, try to look into the tea, see the clouds, because that's water, right? Comes from the rain. Try to see if you take sugar, the sugar factory, the sugar fields, the people walking, thank everybody. Take an aroma of the tea, take a little shape and roll it in your mouth and swallow. Food also, when you eat, be present. Thank the universe. Thank the sun, the moon, the earth. Thank the hard work of the farmer, the loving and hard work. Thank all that prepared the food until your table. By that time, if you do that, you don't have to speak. You can thank that through your mind. By the time you have thanked, you would have chewed more than 27 times, and half the food is digested in your mouth already. All right, so you see, this is, I don't want to go through all that, but this is something that you need to practice. Rehearse your positive affirmations all the time, wherever you are, try to have it on your decks or in the back of your book, so that when you turn, you can see still, and continue affirming all the time, all right? Keep your mission statement in places where you see. I'll give you a simple example. Mahatma Gandhi had his mission statement, you see, and he lived by it because that became subconsciously a part of him. And every morning, he would speak those mission statements, that I will not fear anybody except God. I will not fall onto untruth. I'll always fight for truth. This kind of affirmations he had, and he lived with it for India's independence. Okay. Now there is a practice of hugging. Journaling is very, very important. Try to see what went good today. What did you like today? What did you dislike today? You don't have to give a reason. Just write. If you faced a problem, write it down also. If you solved it, write it down. If you didn't solve it, doesn't matter. Just keep writing that. If the person is a little taller, he has to bend his knees a little bit so that we can touch our hearts. Maybe we should turn a little bit this side so that everybody sees. So that's his heart, right? Bend your legs a little bit. Yeah. So I'm at the same place. So what I need to do is I need to take my feet between his two legs and put my heart on his heart. And he puts his chin on my shoulder, I put my chin on his shoulder, we hold each other, embrace, and then one of us, in the beginning of course, if you're not practiced, you can pat. So one pats, then what we do is we breathe together 3 times. Okay? In this 3 breathing, there's what you need to do, you need to do something. You need to say, you need to first thank him, okay? Be grateful to him, and also say, gratitude, and plus, if you like him, love him, say, I love you, friend. So be grateful and try to send some positive vibes to him. Okay? So what I will do, what I will say, you will feel it. And you can ask him if you felt it. But maybe this you should remove, otherwise it won't connect. We'll do. So we'll breathe 3 times, and first 1.5 breathing, I'll send gratitude. And the next half, I'll thank him. Okay? Thank him for being here, or whatever. And then we will squeeze them tighter for a few seconds, and continue to breathe for those few seconds. Okay? And okay, let's start. Let's breathe. Right?
Right. So am I audible? Yeah. So it was kind of very relaxing, and I can actually feel some kind of energy was being transferred. I can say it was a very happy vibe. Like if you see you hug people, and it relaxes you, and like gives you confidence for that sort. And I would say it was a wonderful experience. All should try that.
So hugging is a very beautiful practice, you know. Try and hug a friend every day. If you're at home, hug your siblings, hug your mother, hug your father. Very, very important, okay? So, last but not the least, first, Tashidelek. It means thank you. May all the auspiciousness come to you in your lives. This is what Tashidelek means. And may you be happy all the time. May you bring happiness to the people that you touch. May you be the light for yourself, your community, your friends, your country, and the world. Okay? But we will only go after singing happiness song. Now there is another way. What we can do is we can make a circle. Let's join hands, okay, and sing this song together. Give one hand and take another hand. Okay, that's the rule. Give one hand, take another hand. Give one hand, take another hand. No, not like that, sir. Give one hand and take another hand. Give one and take one, yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So do that. Give one, take one. Give one, take one. And then with the song, we have to swing, okay? And at the end, we'll say, hey, all right? Not now. At the end. So we'll sing the happiness song. I'll join here. We need to move, okay, with the song. Happiness. Happiness. Let me finish. Happiness. Happiness. छोटी एक लाइन गाऊंगा ना, फिर आप फॉलो करना, ठीक है? Okay. Happiness. Wait for me to finish the first sentence, then follow me. Okay, let's swing. Happiness. Come on. Happiness. Swing. I have dropped my worries. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. And I'm not in a hurry. Happiness. I have dropped my worries. Somewhere to go. Something to do. But I'm not in a hurry. This is not for physicality, it's for the mind, huh, guys? Okay, let's sing together. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, guys.
Respected Chetri sir, back on 22nd of March, you were also there, and I was and you asked me to volunteer for the Hug initiative. And sir, by the end of the day, it was a really beautiful day of the march, as I was wandering around the campus and admiring how beautiful the life is, how our hearts met each other, and like it was totally beautiful. Now I would like to invite Pooja ma'am to present the vote of thanks for all of us.
So I'm sure all of you would have felt a little, increase in your happiness quotient by end of this session. And thank you so much, Saamduji, Dr. Saamdu, for, guiding us through this session. I think we need to thank more than with claps for your session. It was a very, very wonderful session, and thank you for presenting such easy life hacks. I'm sure every one of us can practice at least some of the, practices he presented. And let's, as a scientist, practice some of the hacks, life hacks, as, you would like to say, and see what difference it brings to our lives, right? With a very open mind, let's put these good practices to in our life. And thank you, Professor Indu and Professor Vijay, for organizing this session. I'm sure the students are very, very happy to be here. And I would request Professor Indu to felicitate Dr. Saamdu with a small token from DTU. And at the last, I would like to thank each one of you to be have taken out time and be present here. It's all for your own good. Once you will realize that, we all will be very, very happy as a society as well. So thank you very much.